Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA's celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us, and from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against the Jazz. And I don't think I was the only one surprised, not just by their win, but, guys, by what an emphatic win it was.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
Let's get a quick pregame update from David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Scott Brooks.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
Thank you, David. And this late in the season, Chris, health is a big factor. A lot of players willing to play through injury. Just how common is it for someone to play dinged up in the NBA? Not at 100%.
Well, I think mostly every player is playing dinged up. I think you have so many players that are hurting while they play. But I don't know if you have many that are injured. And so you have to walk that line of distinction in. But it's no way not to have these practices, to go up with this physical play, to exert so much energy every day of your life and not have some war wounds for it. But it's part of the game. Can you maintain it? Can you handle it? Can you tough it out? And can you help your team win a championship? That's what the whole goal is.
And so off the tip, it's Washington's ball. And now Washington's starting group. The explosive backcourt is Wall and Beal at the 1 and 2. Porter and Morris are the forwards. And it's Mozgov in at the 5. It's Wall with the drive. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Look, the fearlessness of Wall is fantastic. Doesn't back down from anyone, even when he's deep in the paint.
Jordan against Beal. Jordan kicks to Markkanen. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. No coverage that time. Johnson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And here's Wall. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Knicks in New York.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. He also did a great job at creating for his teammates. So many assists tonight.
It's deflected. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Here's Jordan. Nice D from Porter.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
Good on the shot. Porter's got his first bucket of the night.
Porter is a quick player, jumping right down the throat of the defense with his speed on the drive.
Jordan dishes to Johnson. The drive by Jordan. Great D that time from Beal. For Washington, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Wall passes to Porter. From 13, and there's Mozgov. That's good on the assist from Porter.
And Porter continues to work on his passing. Great seeing him scan the floor and find his teammates in their spots.
And Chris, you played during an era against a team that many consider the greatest of all time, that 96 Chicago Bulls team with Jordan and Pippen and a great roster. Just thinking back to that team during that second three-peat, what was it like when you were going up against that Bulls team?
It's so tough to play against that team. Jordan is arguably the best player that's ever, laced them up, and Pippen was so tough offensively and rebounding. Rodman as well on the boards, and then you had guys in a system that was, just really too much. It's hard to say. Of course, in my opinion, having played against them, they're the best team of all time. But Bill Russell once told me, ghosts can't play, so don't get caught up in comparing eras that you really can't prove it. So, yeah, of course they're the best of all time to me, but it's fun watching these young kids play today.
Now here's Jordan following the miss by John Wall. Jordan kicks to Johnson. Beal with the steal. He dishes it to Wall. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The shot misses. Chicago with the ball. The drive by Jordan. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. Jordan's got 5 now.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now here's Wall. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Morris, no good.
You got to give the D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room to get the shot off.
Here's Jordan. Kicks it out to Johnson. Porter against Jordan. Pass to Payne. 6 on the shot clock. That shot, no good. Nice D from Porter. Beal against Jordan. Beal dishes the Wall. Morris a screen. With some arc. No good that time. So the Bulls will take it the other way.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far this quarter. Not much dropping for him.
Here's Markkanen. An easy 2 points on the layup. Markkanen's got his first 2 points.
And remember, at 7 feet tall, Markkanen is tough to keep off the board, solid at tracking down misses on that offensive glass.
Now here's Wall. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball. Great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that on every play.
Here's Jordan. And the Bulls, another 3.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Beal can't get it to go. And here are the Bulls now. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Payne gets a wide open look. No good on the 3. On the wing, Porter. 3-pointer. It's not going to go for him. We've got more in store for you right after this. Earlier, we sat down with DJ to talk about their fight to secure a postseason berth.
It means everything. I mean, what are you here for if not to compete for the title? And playoffs are the first step towards that. I think this team has the potential to do something great this season. And, you know, while there are many more games left to play, I'm determined to do whatever I can to help us get there.
DJ and his team putting it all out on the line. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Washington making some changes. Here's Wall. So on the floor for Washington. A great scoring pair of wings. Beal the 2. Porter the 3. Markieff Morris is out there with Mozgov. And it's Wall in at the 1 spot. Porter passes to Wall. There's the dish to Morris. Washington needs to get a shot off here. And here's Wall outside, but he stays with it. Back to Porter from the arc, and the 3-ball is good. Porter's got his second bucket tonight.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Well, there are a lot of incredible athletes in the NBA, but Chris, in terms of pure up and down speed, John Wall might be the best.
Oh, and it seems like Wall almost does that once a game, doesn't it? I mean, in the open floor, he can just run by most guards, and he's great at controlling his speed and changing direction.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Mr. Incredible in their last matchup against the Jazz had quite a performance. He had 49 points and also was a pest on defense with a lot of steals. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
I mean, well, it should have taken all the energy out of him. It should have taken something out of him, Greg. I mean, he pushed the envelope in every way that night. He was unreal.
Here's Wall. And again, Washington, no good.
It's clear this just isn't.
Oh!
Come on.
you see that? Did you see that?
And you got to like the vision for Markkanen. I mean, a big man who knows how to find the open man.
And that last replay, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now here's Wall. Shoots over Payne and off the front iron, and in it goes. Wall's got his second basket of the game.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Here's the floater. No good on that one. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Well, yeah, he might have seen something he wants to exploit. Well, we'll see what they run coming out.
It could go. And so it's Chicago, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've been giving John Wall all sorts of problems. He still hasn't been able to solve their defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, your guys have been able to limit their scoring. How have you done that?
Well, I think our activity, hopefully in the pick and rolls, is making it difficult on them, contesting every shot, denying, just our activity in general.
High hands and quick feet. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. And Mr. Incredible has been sensational.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
They've got Markkanen, Payne out there with Jordan. Then it's Johnson, and it's Dragic in at the 5, patrolling the paint. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. And Chris, one of the rare honors for an NBA player is to have their jersey retired. The Kings retired your number 4. What does an honor like that feel like? What does that mean to you?
Man, it meant so much to have my jersey retired. I was there with my family, my wife, my brothers, sisters, parents, and everyone. And so it was just a really, really great moment. You know, when you're playing the game, you can really, we say enjoy the process, but you never really can really enjoy it day to day because you're always thinking ahead, trying to get better. And so it was just a really cool moment to sit back and think about all the positive things we did in the city, for the city, and definitely for the game of basketball. So it was a great feeling, and, you know, Sacramento forever. I thank them for that, and I love them there.
Wonderful years, indeed.
One shot, gentlemen.
Here is Wall. They're looking now at a sizable deficit.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to really rush the game, and they need to avoid that.
Mozgov kicks to Wall. The three-pointer off the mark.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Dishes to Markkanen. Johnson, the pass to Jordan. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. And it's now 22 points for Jordan.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Playing on the road, always a challenge, but it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you can shoot the 3-ball the way they did.
Oh, no doubt. And when you're hitting a high percentage on the perimeter, everything becomes easier.
Now here's Wall. Shoots over Payne. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Wall's got 6.
Oh, but they got that one to fall, and they need to keep it up after missing the first 3 shots of the half.
I think everyone can now agree that John Wall is one of the better point guards in the NBA.
No doubt. At this point, when you factor in his production, he's got to be in the top 5, if not top 3 guards in the league. One of the better passers we have as well. It's just hard to find guards that can create so easily the way Wall can.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
To the inside, Dragic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 15.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Shot off the pick. Again, the miss by Wall.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Here's Wall after the made shot from Jordan. And Wall kicks to Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. Clock at 6. Here's Porter. Bounces high off the rim and drops. He has 7.
Look, the high release of Porter helps on these contested shots. A talented scorer, even when the D is on him.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Well, it took some time to develop, but Otto Porter is starting to put everything together. He was considered a bit of a project when he came into the NBA, drafted 3rd overall, but all the promises now being fulfilled as he is a great do-it-all forward.
The Wizards making a switch here. Gortat's checked in for Mozgov. Oubre comes in for Markieff Morris. Malcolm Delaney, he's checked in for Porter. And it's Tyler Ennis in for John Wall. Here's Portis. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Jordan the pass to Portis. And the Bulls with another miss. And you forget at times that Otto Porter was taken 3rd overall, Chris, as you mentioned. He's shown great development. He's had a big jump in play year after year.
Yeah, but so often guys who are considered projects that are picked early, they never develop. Porter was a risk, but made sure he lived up to his draft spot. Smart decision to kick the ball out as the defense collapses inside.
Chicago leading by 12. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Dunn shot, good.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Ennis kicks to Delaney. Gortat with a screen on Jordan. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Chris, you spent a handful of years in Washington. When you look back to that. And here are the Bulls now. 17 points was their biggest margin. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Washington, Beal and Porter at the 2 and the 3. Mozgov is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Wall in at the point.
Now, see, I love that focus, the execution. Even with the lead, he's dedicated to piling it on.
Chris, it's hard at times to see just how effective a post player is on the defensive end beyond the blocks. What's the one thing that shows you a post player is doing an excellent job of defending for their team?
Well, look at the penetration of a great guard. Right now, guards are playing at such a high level in their quickness, so when you see a guard attack, notice if that big man comes over and he has both feet planted. He doesn't have to get a charge, doesn't have to block, but does he stay vertical and does he get over there fast enough that the offensive guard that was trying to score can't get his shot up and has to change, either pass the ball or continue his dribble. Right now, a lot of defense is done by just being in the correct spot at the right time because you're not going to block the shot or you just want to deter the player from coming in. And so I would say watch how that player owns the paint defensively, not necessarily how he blocks shots, but by where he is on his position, can he help stop penetration from guards coming up top?
Oh, that's a great tutorial. Just over a minute played here in the 4th, and there's the foul. It goes on Mr. Incredible. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Here's Wall, and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts, and a chance for one more here.
How about that amazing focus from Wall? Even when the D was roughing him up, he was still attacking the basket, keeping his eyes up.
Chris, we all know you were a big Pistons fan growing up, and of course that means that You had plenty of chances to root against the Chicago Bulls. When you go back and you think about when you were young, was there one Bulls player that you loved to hate, so to speak?
You know, a little secret. I always cheered for Detroit, but I never hated the Bulls. Isaiah and Jordan were my favorite players. That's a little bit of a cop-out along with Magic, Bird, Dominique. But no. I really loved Artis Gilmore as well coming before. But no, I really can't say I had a player on the Bulls that I didn't really like.
And Washington has possession. Following the three-point basket by Chicago. Here's Beal. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Hate to say it, he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket this game.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Morris with the screen for Wall. Porter kicks to Morris. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Jordan. Poked loose. Dragic dishes to Jordan. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Free throw good, Jordan. And so Jordan nails both of them. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Wall, and the slam dunk by Wall.
Look, you can't allow Wall to get a lane to the rim. He's too fast.
The Bulls leading by 15. Out to the wing. Jordan against Beal, and they double up Jordan. Dragic the pass to Markkanen. Johnson a wide open look. Offline with his 3. Wizards trail by 15. Ball's knocked loose. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Just terrific determination. First compiling the lead and now building on it.
Oh, man, and this is late in the game. It's tough for a team to come back. Everything has to fall into place.
So it's the Wizards now. The Bulls getting the bucket. Mozgov kicks to Beal. Floats one up. Chicago grabs the miss. Dragic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Beal against Jordan. Chris, if you were on the rules committee, what rule change would you like to see the NBA make going forward?
Kevin, there's not a rule I'd necessarily have changed, but I'd ask them to kind of reinterpret a couple of rules, and that goes with the flagrant foul. I often see so many plays that are just hard fouls called as flagrant fouls, and that can affect not only a player and later on whether it's a flagrant 2, but it can affect the game. It can affect the next game by how it's interpreted by a player being kicked out because of that. And so I just want to take the sensitivity or put the toughness back into that. So many flagrant fouls are called and they're not going at the head or they're chopping down on the wrist. And I just like to see it get back to be interpreted as it was a little while ago, maybe 20, 25 years ago.
Now here's Porter. Wall wide open. Payne grabs the board.
I'm sure he'd say to himself, no excuse for missing that shot, even when it's such a clean look.
Yep, that one goes in there. And the Bulls lead by 19.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Well, a well-earned victory, feeding off the energy of this hometown crowd really all night.
Here's Mozgov. And Wall kicks to Mozgov. And it's Beal in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Morris a screen. And again, Washington with the triple.
And Beal is known as a long-distance shooter now. Come on, we all know this. His stroke from deep is beautiful to watch.
Here's Jordan. Shoots over Beal. And it's Jordan, that time on the assist by Markkanen.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, You know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
DJ, great
What up,
game.
Tar?
The guys back in the studio want to do an interview with you.
Nice.
Hey, it's Kenny. Just another superb showing from you. Now, what's been the major key to keep producing at such a high level?
Kenny, you know, I think it's just been watching film and learning where I can be better at each game. And I think it's important not to feel satisfied with your game. And as long as you improve and keep adding to your skill set, it'll work out. And, you know, I'm glad that I put a lot of work into this team, and it's made it more dangerous as a result.
Well, they don't want you to win, and you won.
Major key.